Here's a question for you. If your total price of coffee was too high, would you throw it in a drive-through window and then have somebody smash your car with a hammer? The video clip you're about to see is exactly what happened. This guy takes his coffee, throws it out the window, and you think they're gonna get mad? Mm-hmm. Then she takes the hammer and smashes the car window with revenge. We call it hammer revenge. Here's Les Trent.
Things are about to get ugly at this drive-through coffee stand. A customer has gotten out of his car, apparently because he's upset about being charged $20 for a coffee and a water. He wants $5 off, but the barista says no dice.
You don't think I'm going to throw you fine. You want me to throw you fine?
Okay, not exactly service with a smile. She hands him back his drinks and things really escalate. Here it is again. First the customer throws the water, then the coffee. But the barista isn't taking it lying down. Yep, she smashes his windshield with a hammer. The video is dividing social media with comments like, if you throw a drink at someone, be prepared for them to respond. And, not a good look.
I was trying to de-escalate as much as I felt was appropriate for the situation.
I spoke to the barista, 23-year-old Emma Lee. She owns the Taste of Heaven Bikini coffee stand in Seattle. Typically, to draw customers, she wears a bikini.
I have a hammer under the counter.
Why? Why do you do that?
For self-defense. In this particular business where women are alone, they are extra vulnerable, you need it.
The barista wants that customer charged with assault.
And what that employee needs is some pepper spray. That's right. Nothing like some good old pepper spray. Spray right in. I get that. It's like taking this to Seiko Dad. Seiko Dad. I got my Juggernuggets in my head. Seiko Dad. Psycho Dad throws coffee. Psycho Dad throws coffee at drive-thru. Psycho Dad listens to country music. Psycho Kid flips table. Wow. Alrighty. To give some common sense here, service with a smile. You want to defend yourself? Okay. Call the police. Get the license plate number. Find out who did this. And even then you'll realize that it is wrong to be throwing a hammer through a freaking windshield. A windshield.
Everyone.
Oh boy.
These people were loved ones of.
Well,
Alrighty. There's no need to raise common sense here. I mean, there is some. I mean, if I was in that customer employee's shoes, I would have called the police instead of getting a hammer. As a matter of fact, this would have been similar. We told you, we might have told you about this, where a customer throws some soup at an employee. We covered this a couple years ago.
it's shocking video of a customer throwing soup into a restaurant manager's face. The customer ordered a spicy menudo soup. It's a popular Mexican soup, and she claims that it was so hot it actually melted the top of the takeout container. The incident happened in Temple, Texas. The manager, 24-year-old Janelle Brolin, says the woman first called to complain.
And I, of course, offered her like refunds and was trying to get her either a replacement meal or just something completely different if she wasn't in the mood for soup anymore. and she just continued to yell.
But the customer showed up to confront her in person. Surveillance video shows the customer pointing to the melted plastic lid.
She just still continued to yell, make a scene, and still cursing with, you know, families and other children in the restaurant. And that's when I said, you know, ma'am, you either need to calm down or leave, or I'm going to be calling the police. And I said, ma'am, I can still help you, get you something. I just ask that you don't yell and cuss at me. And that's the moment she threw it at me.
When cooked, soup can reach a temperature in excess of 200 degrees. Fortunately, the soup had cooled down when it was thrown into her face, but she says it still stung.
The warmth of the soup was not enough to really burn me. I mean, as you can see, I have no injuries from that itself, but the spices from the soup are what, my eyes were stinging so bad, they were burning, and the spices were all like inside of the top part of my nose, and it caused me to have a nosebleed.
The customer walked out, but she has been identified, and according to social media accounts, she's a nurse at a local hospital.
It's so shocking to watch. If you could speak to her, what would you say to her?
I really don't have anything to say to her. I just kind of really hope that she learns her lesson, that people are not going to tolerate being treated that way ever.
Police are investigating to determine whether charges will be filed.
I do believe charges will be filed against her. If you were to see the difference here between the coffee throw and a hammer, the difference is, in this case, no hammer was being thrown at. To update you in the case, she rejects a plea deal. She was arrested and she rejected the plea deal. That's to update you. We're ending our season finale with the gloves coming off and the fists flying as we continue the 9th edition of World's Dumbest. Stay with us. Hey you! Can you shut the fuck up? It's time to watch World... Hey you! Get your ass over here. It's time to watch the 9th edition of World's Dumbest. My favorite is The Fighters. Y'all may have your favorites like the Daredevils, but we're going into my favorite, The Fighters, where nobody wants to take that shit to the parking lot, always videotape it, post on social media, and it ends up here on this broadcast. It's our 9th installment into the dumbasses who just want to act all dumb like jackasses. This time we're looking into more of these brawlers. No parking lot, just public places where people can make an embarrassment of themselves. Put up your dukes, call your friends, grab some popcorn, watch it with your neighbors, your cats, your dogs, and even then your kids would want to laugh their asses off so hard. You'll lose a lot. Let's begin the countdown at a local store in Walmart at number 20.
Our countdown kicks off at a discount superstore, where two friends argue over who is the better brawler.
Hey, doesn't 50 Cent have something better to do?
Ooh, trash talking in a discount chain superstore. What high stakes?
Sounds like Larry from the Three Stooges.
You want to fight right here? Why, certainly.
Hey, why take it outside when you could take it to the electronics aisle, biatch?
Not in front of the city candles. That's where I go to unwind.
Unlike the prices, that guy is definitely not unbeatable.
Can you shut the f*** up? I'm watching World's Dumbest. But you should be on, you idiots.
That's called a sucker punch. Yes.
Security calls the cops. One man is arrested, but days later he is released. Friends eventually make up.
Come on down, our prices are low, and our ass kickings are free.
Yeah, you're gonna get your free ass kicking all the way down to jail. take that shit to the parking lot. Take it up on the sidewalk. Don't take that shit to a discount store. Ass kicking free is a free trip to jail. Let's move on to number 19.
Oh, wow, Frank, I am so glad you agreed to come along with me on this trip to Russia. You are going to see beyond the stereotypes, my friend.
Where are the hookers?
Okay, I guess let's get a car. Sergey! Пожалуйста, как дела?
You know, Billy, it's really funny. We've been in Russia for 6 minutes and have not seen anyone act like an a-hole yet.
Well, we're changing your worldview, Frank.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, hello? What's the holdup? Hey! What are you doing? Idiot. Hey! Hey, idiot! Why you cut me off? Why? Shut up!
It's too good to be true. Once and always now.
What is your problem? Shut up! Hey! Look! One punch and down!
Hey, I think I just invented a new catchphrase.
Don't push! Boom! One punch and down!
Something like that, huh? You got knocked the out. Ah, I always wanted to say that.
Boom!
Oh, we're gonna fight? Well, let me take off this protective piece of equipment. Now, right here.
Oh, good morning, sunshine. Did you just make it back to the fight?
Oh, here, what happened? Did I make a point for drivers everywhere?
Come here! You stop dancing around like monkey motorcycle, please! No! Bunch of square tapes! You won't! Yes!
Yes, you is. Hey, driver, where are you going? We need to see the end of this! Don't pull off!
You know, gotta hand it to these commies. They're not afraid to use their fists.
Ex-commies, Frank. They haven't been communists since Rambo 3.
Christ. There's a parking lot. Take that shit over there. Push and shove at your house. Rough house. Roadhouse. Take it to the parking lot. Bottom line here. Number 18 is up next.
At a live stunt show in New Jersey, two young women decide to entertain their friends with an impromptu boxing match.
Uh-oh, we got a Jersey girl fight? Yeah!
I will embarrass you. Embarrass you.
I will embarrass you. You see how much I'm embarrassing myself? Now double it. That's how embarrassed you'll be.
When two people start arguing in Jersey, boxing gloves fall from the sky and an impromptu announcer materializes.
Keep going. Some of us need this.
The gloves are just stopping the hair pulling and the nails. That's half the fun.
Are you okay? You alright?
Yeah, you slut!
And there you have it.
Wins again.
This bitch, me and her had beef. She tried to with me. She was like, you want a box? I was like, bitch, I don't even want the gloves.
Now, I would usually root for the brunette, but in this case, she's despicable.
No doubt.
Welcome to World's Dumbest Uncharmed School. Remember, when picking a fight, make sure it's with someone who has no friends around to help.
You got nobody here! You got nobody here!
Stay positive, even if it means completely lying about how the fight went.
You see that? Ain't nothing, bro.
With these tips, you're sure to be the hit of your next Jersey Rest Area Throwdown. See you next time, bitches. The Count Rest Area Throwdown. See you next time, bitches.
Coming up, more brawlers. Even they wanted to go to a strip club to fight. Don't go away. The countdown will continue as our season finale comes to an end. Stay with us. If you had to think of a great way to end season 7, the 9th edition of World's Dumbest would be it. That's right. This season finale is going to be filled with dumbass fighters who don't take their shit to the parking lot, as our countdown continues with number 17.
The countdown resumes, and we're sticking around Jersey for a no-holds-barred oil wrestling tournament.
Oh, that doesn't look like fighting.
And now, the main event.
Oh yeah, main event!
Wait, did part of the air mattress just come to life? Oh no, that's a lady. Okay.
Alright, one of these girls clearly has an advantage in the fight, but the other one has an advantage in life, so it kinda evens out.
Pop it like you're fat. Pop it like you're fat. Is that okay to say?
This is a typical Friday night for me and John Enos. We done popped plenty of mattresses. Oh!
And that had to have been a nightmare. She probably still hears it popping right now. Like in slow motion, just...
Oh, no. The inflatable wrestling ring costs $5,000 to replace.
$5,000, that's a car. Go get yourself a pickup and fill it up with oil and padding. Backwoods oil wrestling, yeah.
$5,000? You can, for $5,000, you can buy a freaking boat. I don't know what you would do with $5,000. What would you do with $5,000? You had $5,000 sitting here. You'd be acting like a jackass. Alright, number 16 is next.
We can't leave Jersey without a clip from the shore, where Jason Lichtenberger has dressed up as a snowman to scare unsuspecting passers-by.
Oh yeah, let's just go to the Jersey Shore and scare Guidos. I couldn't lead anything back, did it?
Oh, here we go. Oh, you're gonna get it.
Oh, very good. Let's get crap on this food. It's good.
Oh, there, touch him. Come on, touch him. Look at him. Look at him.
It's a right hook! And down goes Frosty! Down goes Frosty!
Oh, touch him. It's real, don't it? Go ahead, touch him. Just take it.
One punch and down!
KO, Frosty, what?
Look, little girl, you gotta be quick on your feet on that boardwalk. The sooner you learn that, the better.
Neither the snowman nor the little girl is injured.
Apparently, Frosty the Snowman had a button nose, 2 coal eyes, and a jaw made of glass.
Alright. We're out of Jersey and moving on to number 15 in our countdown here. I mean, this word talk show. I mean, I'd be like, who do you think's gonna become it'd be like this. Who do you think is gonna come at number 1? Alrighty. We finished off the 3, now we're at 16, now we're at probably 15 of the countdown.
Let's find a strip joint. Billy, this is not a strip club.
It's even better. It's a panel discussion on global monetary problems affecting the Russian economy. The guy with the gray hair is a billionaire ex-KGB agent.
Yeah? How come we can't afford a suit?
Все у нас главные, значит, одни летчики, другие, значит, курятники там и так далее. Я уже просто устал, честно говоря, желание просто дать в морду, понимаете?
Wow, they are not sugarcoating their financial news over there. Look at that graphic in the background. That is scary.
Честно говоря, желание просто дать в морду, понимаете? Так вот. Ты хочешь проэкспериментировать? Ты хочешь проэкспериментировать?
I don't know Russian, but I think he's pretty pissed off.
Oh, it's about to go Chernobyl up in here.
I'd worry about any talk show panelist wearing a shorty Eisenhower brawling jacket.
Вот этот человек, например, да, там 3 года назад сказал, что башня Федя...
Давайте эту охрану сюда, да?
Be careful, Grandpa. Your skinny jeans are gonna rip.
He may dress like a metrosexual, but he punches like a man.
Давайте эту охрану сюда зовите.
I do not know what happened. One moment I am minding my own business, taunting former KGB agents. The next I am boomed.
This is a spy who would have blown his cover on many occasions due to having no self-control whatsoever.
Let me introduce you to my friends. Vladimir Putin.
You know, Billy, another non-pussy Russian. I'm starting to really like this place.
You know, this is a waste of time. Let's hit the steam bath.
Why not?
At a marketed
Steam bath.
Why not?
If you think this is Jerry Springer, look at the logo. It would not be on World's Dumbest. These Jerry Springer films wouldn't have been dumb. That's what's on number 14.
At a market in Brazil, a deaf souvenir vendor is angry at his deaf competitor for encroaching on his business.
Wait a minute. Are we actually going to make fun of vendors on this show?
Hey, keep it down. All right, there's people here that can hear. You know what I'm saying?
Because these men are deaf, all their other senses are heightened, including their sense of pride.
Oh, Grandpa! Keep the shirt on, babe.
This guy was slightly more intimidating with his shirt on.
What's with the old-timey Popeye punching? Does that really work outside of puppets?
The two would-be combatants never managed to land a single punch.
They can't talk, and they don't hit each other? Sounds like a fight I'd have with my wife.
If two deaf Brazilian guys can't get along, what hope do the rest of us have?
A Russian boxing gym. Now this is more like.
Yeah, I think it's.
No one can have that. Coming up, we're going back to Russia for more of the countdown, and even then, we'll find out who's at the top one. Stay with us. Ultimate fighting. It may not be a sport here in the United States, but in Soviet Russia, boxing fight you. We're going back to Russia for our countdown. Here it is.
That's Roman Kazantsev, the kickboxing champ. Crazy Reds fighting with their feet.
This guy's like the Terminator.
If there's one thing Russians are known for, it's showing their enemies mercy.
Whoa! Who peed in this guy's weed? Okay, you bad? You bad? You bad? Stop beating up on everybody. You bad?
He should have asked permission. Like what, in writing? Did he need it notarized?
Roman, he's actually a really nice guy. You just have to get to know him. And just don't make eye contact. And don't breathe too loud. Do not get in the ring with him.
I don't know. Capitalism seems to have brought Russia nothing more than chaos, greed, and and boorish behavior. Yeah, it's nice, right?
Wow. You know what I mean to say bad about boxing? It's just tell you to stop, just stop. Tell us once, don't use a smart mouth. Let's do the countdown here.
Bert the cat is meeting a new member of the family.
It's disturbing to find out someone's making balloons that look just like you.
When you actually hear that, that's back.
No one wants to see a fat, bloated version of themselves coming at them. That's why I stay away from mirrors.
Down you, don't just step back. Keep your distance. Keep your distance.
You killed him! One punch and down!
Call this kitty Catches Clay. It's got the fastest 1-2 combination I've ever seen.
Talk about high pawing it.
That cat's mental now. You know, going to other cats. Like, you should have seen it, man. It was like a big cat. One hit. Gone. Just a bag of skin. Man.
Now you killed my balloon. That's my birthday balloon.
Bert knows the rules of doppelgangers. You meet your doppelganger, you kill it before it kills you.
Wow. It ain't fun to be saying a whole about killing doubles, but it's just a balloon. It's really just a balloon. Alright, number 12 and 13 come into play. We're at number 11.
Outside of Dayton, Ohio, a sheriff checks on a driver stopped on the side of the road.
Oh, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir, you okay?
The wind is blowing, there's rain, it's a deserted highway. Ooh, this is gonna be a good one, you know. I need popcorn for this.
You asleep, sir? What? Yo, what?
Time to wake up. Stop that.
Mama?
Time to wake up.
Mama?
No, I'm not your mother. Come on, step out of it. Let's
Whoa.
go.
What?
Hey, come here.
What do you want?
Easy, that's
Okay.
Hey.
Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
I love that this guy can go from comatose to violent in such a short amount of time. And bravo!
What are you doing to my car?
As someone who's driven through Ohio many, many times, I can tell you that drunkards attacking police officers on the roadside is one of the state's great attractions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what those guys are doing. Hey kids, look over there. It's a Hawaii license plate.
You never see about a man when he's screaming in his car. Jerk! Freeze!
Come on, get him! Pull out the taser.
The guy walks away all slowly from the fight, too. Like the cop's gonna be like, "You have bested me, driver. You are free to go. Those are the rules of the land."
Stand down, sir. I will take you. We're sleeping. Stand down. Come on. Good. I warn you.
And now, while we wait for my backup, a 3-minute intermission of gentle tasing.
Okay, I get it. Oh, you're mean.
Police arrest the 21-year-old Joshua Shell, a former star of his high school wrestling team.
Man, I had the craziest dream last night. I was like punching this cop, and why are there bars here?
I still got that. You ruined it.
After a night of partying, 2 women argue over whether or not their friend Maggie is ready to go home.
I was saying goodbye to her. Get the over it.
Oh yeah, that cadence usually gets people to calm down.
That's why you're. I don't want to take a credit card and leave it here like
Blah, credit card. Blah, 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 Maggie. That's what I heard. Did I miss anything?
Oh, I would, because I'm the big where I thought I was the first game. Bitch, you don't alright, you're
Jump in anytime, Maggie. Damn!
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! I'm not doing Stop it! She's want to switch. Stop it! Are you kidding me right now? Stop it! You know what? No, it's all good.
sneaky ass shot. Now I want her to win.
Take your ugly scarf.
Did she actually say that was an ugly scarf? Bitch!
She put it in someone's closet. You know.
Oh, you lost a friend. And by the looks of the graffiti on the wall, you lost your security deposit, too.
Deal with that. Double A bitch.
A double A bitch? What's that mean? That she's a minor league of bitches?
Double A, it's her chest size.
The BFF fight, or the BFFF. When having a fight with your BFF, always remember to make sure you say at least one thing that you'll never be able to take back.
Take your ugly scarf.
And always try to make an exit that will leave people talking.
Deal with that. Double A bitch.
Well, that's it for now. Ta-ta.
Our countdown continues.
Well, that's it for now. Ta-ta.
Alright. Number 1 for the previous one, don't drink and drive. Number 2, don't fight with your best friend, your BFFs. Your BFFs. Basically, if you're best friend, someone don't fight with your best friend, you want to end your friendships, to just end the friendships. Alright. When we return, we have more dumb fighters to look at. Maybe then we'll hopefully get to number 1. Stay with us. Welcome back to our season finale. Where tonight, our season finale is going to be loaded up with 20 dumbasses who don't know how to take it to the parking lot. From best friends to even toasters. Let's continue on with the countdown.
Our countdown continues in New Zealand, where Josh challenges his friend Sean to a boxing match.
Come on, Josh, dig.
Punch his hair off. Punch his frosted tips off.
See, when Sean keeps letting you hit him in the face and it has absolutely no effect, that's when it's time to stop the fight.
Come on, little guy, win one for me.
Come up, Sean. Come on.
This is a new type of class. It's called heavyweight. First up, you're gonna get your ass kicked weight.
The bigger they are, the harder they hit you.
Rule number 1, if you want to box, don't box your Maori friend. It's like fighting a bear.
You know, last time I saw someone twitching like this, I was on my way out of the studio and I ran into Leif.
Does swallowing your own tongue count as a TKO?
Right, Josh?
Yeah. He's got a broken nose. Oh my god, his nose is broken.
He's fine.
You can play backup star again.
I don't know what would be worse, getting punched in the face or getting petted softly by the guy that just punched you in the face.
Josh's nose is sore, but not broken.
That's roughhousing right there. That's roughhousing right there. You want a roughhouse? Do it at your own house, and maybe then you can. That's something you can videotape. Roughhousing. Next foul break. All right, we're going back to Russia.
Oh, we're in China now? Well, since Russia's got all free market, I thought you should see a country that's still nominally communist. And besides, it's on our way home. Oh, wait, that's our bus.
Why is the bus driver just standing around, this lazy ass?
Those ladies do seem to have an issue with his work ethic.
Now you listen to me. The bus doesn't leave for 10 more minutes, okay? The schedule. Dumb.
Man, not again. We're supposed to be in Chengdu an hour ago.
So I got 10 minutes left of my break, okay? 10 minutes left, okay? You pushy lady, what are you gonna do?
See, when women ready to go, we ready to go.
Hey, don't hit me. Hey, don't give it. Hey, I sent you back, okay? I don't. Hey, give me that stick. Give it to me.
Here come the ninja weapons.
Oh, okay, all of you. Okay, give me that stick. You listen to me. I got 9 minutes left of my break, okay? 9 minutes.
They don't know karate, but they know crazy.
Calm down. Just calm down. Just hang on a second. We leave in 7 minutes, okay? Okay? 6.
Oh, if
If only that bus driver had some way of escaping. Like with the vehicle he had access to.
I'll tell you one thing, you better have exact change.
Police arrive on the scene and calm the women down.
Officer, here's what happened. We violently ganged up on a bus driver. Can you help us?
I gotta say, I'm not liking these Chinese ladies. They can learn some manners from the Russians.
Now, you're looking at it the wrong way. They've rejected the patriarchal power structure.
Bad.
You're becoming a parody of yourself.
What's that mean?
During a
What's that mean?
Don't fight at the bus. Nobody wants to see it happening. Nobody wants to see you fight on a bus stop. Period. No offense by two excuses. We continue our countdown in Chicago.
During a motorcycle stunt show, one competitor's bike has stalled out.
Stop it! Oi! Stupid! Stop! Hey.
Bad bike.
You stole! You stole me!
Oh, he is showing that bike who is boss.
You're talking smack! Say it again! Say it again!
After seeing how he treats it, I'm not terribly surprised that bike quit on him.
Yeah, stand him up! Go on, stand him up! Stand him up! Get down!
I think this guy needs to take more than a chill. I think he needs to take a chill suppository.
You stop!
On the bright side, I'm sure this is way funnier than any stunt he was gonna do.
That's it! Stand him up! Stand him up! Get out! Get out!
Don't take your anger out on the bike. You want to take your anger, hit a pillow. Just take your anger on a pillow. Alright, our next countdown is going back to Russia.
In Russia, a gang of thugs attempt to rob a man in a subway station.
Give me your money! Let me go! Give me money!
6 guys to rob one dude? What are you gonna take turns with his iPod? I'm sorry, this is Russia. Take turns with his Discman?
But just as the hoodlums seem victorious, some good Samaritans intervene.
Hey, what does mean you just stand back, old man?
Don't touch me!
Wow! Way to go, Grandpa!
Get off him now! Leave him alone! He won't give you his money!
I love gray-haired vigilantes.
Everybody calm down! Everybody stand still! Here, let me talk to him, let me talk to him. Kind of like that, huh, you young fuck? Huh?
Yeah, this is why you don't pick fights with guys who used to live under something called an iron curtain.
Who's that? Ah, you! How about you help me? What's up? No!
One punch him down! One punch him down!
Stand still so I can get you in face!
You see one friend get the kicked out of him, then you see another friend get the kicked out of him. Get the out of there!
Yeah, okay, huh? Who wants some more, huh? Who's still moving?
Look at him just taking it all in.
The defeated thugs eventually come to.
Who was it on I don't know. Hey, where are you going? You going home? Where are you going?
Push up!
But how did we lose fight? We had hoodies. There were 4 of us. This is one old guy.
Hey, you want some water? How about you? Hey, you! What are you doing? What are you looking at? Ah! Some water? How about you? Hey, you! What are you doing? What are you looking at? Ah!
Get processed, old man. When we return, there's more fighting going on, and even they want to take the parking lot. Stay with us. Alrighty. Get processed, you old man here. There's nothing more like seeing a fight happen in a stand-up comic. Trying to take a good joke, even then you would get your ass beat. Take a look.
Yeah. You guys ever been in a nightclub like this one and you run out of cigarettes and you bum a cigarette off someone and they give you a menthol cigarette?
You're trying to suck!
Stand-up comic Brian Bruner is dealing with a heckler and his friend at a Las Vegas club.
Menthol cigarettes are for smokers who wish they had fresh breath, alright? Oh, we getting good as now. Hell yeah.
You know, heckling a comedian is a great way to tell the world about your small...
Hey, kid, come here. Hey, Scooty, give Scooty a round of applause. This is exactly why you shoot and shot at the gap. Get the f*** out my stage.
Never
make fun of a man's fashion choices. He takes that seriously.
A little more hair gel, and I think you're ready to change all of my nature.
Get off the stage! You suck! I'm taking it personally!
After cutting Spoonie down to size, Brian resumes his routine.
After smoking 3,000 packs of cigarettes, the last thing I want to do is go for a hike. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Brian, 10,000 more feet to the top of this mountain. He doesn't shop in the gap! Dude, can we just win?
Well, it takes a lot of balls, huh? You heckle, then send your friend up. Why don't you send your wife or your girlfriend, too?
I just wanted to hear the end of that joke.
You're funnier than I am.
Get him out! Get him out! Shirley! Get the police garbage out of here!
Don't you hate it when security has to explain a punchline to you? With their fists.
Damn, I just got my ass whipped on stage. You guys see that?
You know, as a stand-up comedian, I have to say this isn't really that uncommon. Happens to me 2-3 times a week.
You're not funny!
Times a week.
You're not funny!
Even musicians would get punched out. You're no good at singing. I hate your guitar player. You get on stage. Alright, let's continue with the countdown.
Our countdown takes us to Albuquerque, where a bus driver is fed up with a rowdy passenger carrying a 12-pack.
I love drinking on the bus! I'm gonna drink on the bus all day long!
Excuse me, sir.
So what you want?
Calm down and get off the bus, understand?
Yeah, I understand. Understand you're gonna get your ass kicked.
You confront a guy who brought a 12-pack of beer on a bus by himself. There's a good chance that dude's not much for peaceful, thoughtful negotiation.
Let me explain something to you.
Get off the bus, sir.
Let me explain something. Hey! Let me explain something. Get off the bus! Hey!
Oh, hey, come on. This is ridiculous. Why can't you drink on the bus? I do it all the time, huh? Hey.
Get off the bus, sir. What? You guys!
I don't usually drink beer, but when I do, it's in the back of a bus, and I get all crazy and punch the driver in the face. Stay violent, my friends.
Get off the bus! You want to go? I don't want to go. Go on. Go on off the bus.
See, this is the true side of an alcoholic. Let me put my beer down, then go kick his ass.
Get off me, man. Get your ass. Get off. Get your ass off.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I got a situation here.
Okay, the guy is gone. Can we get moving? Yeah? I have a Pilates class in 5.
Ladies, step back in, please. Please, step back in. Hey, everything all right up here?
The upside of this incident is this is the only unmeth-related event in New Mexico on August 15th.
The bus driver is unharmed, and the troublemaker takes his beer elsewhere.
When you're too big of a scumbag to ride the bus, it's time to start taking some hard looks in the mirror.
I'm gonna take my business elsewhere. Then you'll see.
Getting props for putting the beer down, but you don't take that fight in a school bus. Here in the state of Texas, it is against the law to assault a bus driver. Every state needs that law because bus drivers need to be protected from that law. But that's another show. Let's move on to our countdown number 3.
It's a calm afternoon in a New York City subway station. Until police stop 2 fare jumpers. The young ladies refuse to go quietly.
Yo, it's crazy, man. Yo, they got busted, dude.
Can't people rob taxpayers in peace anymore?
Here's the deal. You hop over the turnstile, you get caught, and you go, oh my god, I'm really sorry I left my wallet at home. What the are you doing?
Yo, whoa, it's heating up, man. Oh, police brutality, man!
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not police brutality if resisting arrest comes first.
Chickens and eggs, I know.
Yo, this girl's crazy, man. Oh, crazy doing that. Oh, you see that? Oh!
Someone's grandma taught this one how to fight.
Unable to manage the situation, police call for backup.
Yo, they got the whole damn police force out here now, man. It's crazy.
Was there like a cop clown car that just pulled up?
Oh, no, it's for the roof. She's mad, man.
Well, maybe if you didn't buy such nice glitter tracksuits, you'd have enough money for the subway.
Damn. The girls are taken into custody and face charges of assault and resisting arrest.
Normally, I don't think of teenage girls as being loud or dramatic or prone to hysteria. But I'm gonna have to rethink that after seeing this.
In China, a citizen...
To rethink that after seeing this.
You may have to rethink this for region number 2.
In China, a citizen takes issue with his local sanitation service.
Hey, you in the spot. Whoa, okay, whoa, no. You're not doing a good job. If you're going to swim, you must do it with dignity. Okay? Hey, you got it.
Leave them alone. They gotta clean up the whole damn city using technology out of the Ming Dynasty.
Hey, stop it. It's not my fault you suck at jobs, okay?
What karate class is this?
Crouching tiger, hidden sanitation worker.
Hey, you sloppy worker, okay? No push.
It's like watching a weird version of Asian Quidditch.
It's Hazmat Orange versus Royal Blue. Is that sod? He's pelting Hazmat Orange with sod.
If you're gonna clean up pots, do a better job.
Well, you're not gonna win this. Grab your umbrella. Get the out of here.
Okay, I hope you learn a lesson from this. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom behind this bush now.
Well, you gotta admit, China is certainly tidy, isn't it, Frank?
Yeah, whatever. Look, they got a huge squadron of broom jockeys out there.
Hey, yo! Buy street sweeper, you cheap! Yeah, buy a broom, you sweepers!
What is happening to me?
It's called being an American.
You don't know how to sweep. I show you how to sweep.
So... Kid.
You don't know how to sweep. I show you how to sweep.
I'll tell you how to sleep. Wow. So far, 19 of these dumbasses don't even take that shit to the parking lot, but they ended up on videotape anyway. Well, at least a few of them are in the home or whatever. But there's one that stands out. Find out who it is when we come back. Stay with us. Alright, it's time to get serious. Who's coming in number 1? Let's find out.
So who is the mystery brawler at number 1? None other than our own Danny Bonaducci. Come on. Who else? After some on-air trash talking, Danny challenges San Diego DJ Lee Honish to a fight. At a pre-bout press conference, things get testy.
I sometimes let my mouth get the better of me. Did I cross the line? Did I go too far? Probably not. In fact, I invited your wife. She didn't show up.
Leave Danny's wife out of this. She has been through enough. She is married to Danny Bonaducci.
If you want to talk trash to me, that's cool. But remember this. I'm Danny Bonaducci, and I'm crazy.
Shut up. Okay, swim. Don't stand there, swim. Swim.
Really? Really, buddy? You're gonna tangle with Bonaducci after what he did to his own career? Good luck.
My money is on the redhead. Plus, he's my castmate.
That's it. That's what you got.
Danny is totally like what I used to be like. I mean, like an arrogant ass, okay?
That's how that works. He pretends he wants to attack me, and then a huge man stops him just before he does me hard. I realize that. How's that?
Danny's been checking people's balls ever since that hooker incident.
No, it's an illegal crotch grab. Yeah, no, go back to second position. Yeah, I know, it looks a little gay, it's okay.
Danny is balls out, the best fighter in the world's dumbest family.
Bonaducci goes on to defeat Honish in the 4th round of the main event.
Whatever
Whenever anybody challenges me to a fight, I kind of enjoy it.
What's funny is I recall I had no problem knocking Danny Bonaducci out with one limp-wristed slap.
What you got? What you got?
Let me see what I got.
Come here. Who's on top now, bitch? Who's on top now, bitch?
Ooh, who's on top? Alrighty, that's it for Rolls Numbers number 9. But the season finale is not over. When we come back, is there poison in your mouth? Well, the American Dental Association said there isn't, but now there probably is, and Wally Safer is going to show you. Stay with us. This next story is one we approach with some caution. The question for on everyone's mind is there poison in your mouth? Well, the American Dental Association said there isn't. A silvomagamy, that is a filling. Unlike pie fillings, this filling is different. It's not baked, it's mercury. That's right, mercury. Mercury is more poisonous than lead. Growing number of scientists, including the FDA, including the Food and Drug Administration, say it's getting worse by the minute. So can anything be done to stop these fillings in our mouths? Or are we getting to a point of mercury poisoning in our teeth? In our tooth? Or teeth, whatever. Here's Wally Safer.
Open wide. Last summer, the EPA banned mercury from indoor latex paint because of mercury vapor. The vapor level in this patient's mouth after chewing for 10 minutes is 92 times higher than the mercury vapor level in a newly painted room, 3 times higher than the U.S. government allows in the workplace. This is a silver amalgam filling. It is made of silver, copper, tin, and zinc, and mercury. Half of it is mercury. No specific disease has yet been directly linked to mercury from fillings, but now a number of medical schools are looking at the relationship between mercury vapor in the mouth and a whole variety of diseases. Alzheimer's, arthritis, and colitis have all been linked to mercury poisoning. Mercury in the workplace has produced kidney damage, brain damage, birth defects, and symptoms of multiple sclerosis.
There is no safe threshold for mercury exposure. None. And there isn't someone somewhere who may not have a very violent reaction even to the lowest amounts of mercury.
Dr. Murray Vimy is a scientific consultant to the World Health Organization's Committee on Mercury in the Environment. He's a researcher at the University of Calgary Medical School, and he's a dentist. He got rid of mercury in his own practice 8 years ago when he learned that mercury vapor routinely escapes from amalgam fillings.
When I measured mercury coming off of fillings, that was reasonable doubt in my mind. It was enough reasonable doubt that I made a clinical decision for my patients to stop using it.
You will get some mercury vapor, there's no doubt about that.
Dr. Heber Simmons speaks for the American Dental Association. Even though more and more American dentists have serious doubts about amalgam, the ADA, which sets standards and approves products, says it is perfectly safe. Up until 7 years ago, the ADA said no vapor at all was released from fillings.
But the amounts that we're seeing are far below any level that could cause a problem. And the levels that we're seeing are simply not clinically significant.
So you concede that there is a constant release of mercury vapor?
We don't dispute that at all. But the amount that is being released when you chew is such a small amount and a minuscule amount that it is not going to cause a problem.
This issue is chronic exposure, low dose, to a heavy metal. And our laboratory is the entire human population in the Western world who's had amalgams. And no one has ever really looked at that aspect of mercury exposure. A great deal is known about acute exposures. 1 time, 2 time, large exposures. But this is something that people have day after day after day. And we're just at the beginning of that trail of investigations.
Dr. Vimy took a mercury test of the mercury vapor in my mouth, and at that point it was the highest of anybody he tested. I had 10 teeth with massive mercury fillings in them. And as he said at the time, if I was a building, I would have been condemned. the reading was so high.
Faye Doris and her husband are patients of Dr. Vimy. She was crippled by arthritis, suffered from fatigue, colitis, and memory loss. Her doctor told her back in 1985, at the age of 35, that within 6 months she'd be confined to a wheelchair. After reading about a connection between mercury and arthritis, Dave Doris talked to Dr. Vimy about removing his wife's fillings.
I said, go ahead and do it. What have we got to lose? The prognosis is she's going to be in a wheelchair by Christmas for the rest of her life, which was scary for me.
I was mercury free, I think, by the 21st of August of that year. And within 3 weeks later, I didn't have to use a cane, and all my symptoms started going away. I had more energy. My tremor stopped in my hands. I could do things again. It was just marvelous.
And noticeably, the swelling in the joints of her hands started to go down. But the biggest thing was it wasn't painful on her feet to walk.
And have any of those symptoms returned?
On the whole, I'd say 95% of it is gone away.
That's clinical evidence. That's not scientific evidence. But clinical evidence is where science has to start. Science starts with observation.
The kind of evidence Dr. Vimy is talking about is what scientists call anecdotal, reports of recoveries that have not been monitored under strict laboratory conditions. There are thousands of anecdotal stories all over Europe and the United States. This group in Illinois reported relief from symptoms of manic depression, chronic fatigue, and migraine headaches, from multiple sclerosis and anemia. Last May, Nancy Yost from San Jose was told by her doctors that she had multiple sclerosis. It was confirmed by magnetic resonance imaging, an MRI scan. Incurable. She'd worked in the dental industry and heard reports that some patients showed improvement after having amalgam fillings removed.
And I was cautioned by the doctors always, you've got your hopes too high. Get real here. If you are better, it's going to be a long period.
As a last resort, she had her 5 amalgam fillings taken out. She left the dentist's office using a cane and leaning heavily on the arm of a friend.
The next morning, when I presented to my physician, I threw my cane at him and said, look.
It was that quick?
It was that quick.
What did your doctor say?
Well, he was incredulous. He knew it would be a benefit, but no one expected it would be instantaneous or so dramatic. My voice came back. My ability to walk and hold a pencil came back. It was there. That night I ended up going to dinner in San Francisco and actually dancing 2 dances. And I hadn't been walking since May.
Next day?
Friday evening. The next day.
Are there any lingering effects?
Yes, yes. There are lingering effects if I get overtired or cold or under a great deal of stress.
The National Multiple Sclerosis Society states that this is a cruel hoax on these people to take the fillings out in hopes it's going to cure the MS. And it does not happen in those cases. It simply does not happen.
I think it's a rather strange position to take because according to all the doctors I talked to, they said multiple sclerosis has no known cause and there is no known cure. Well, if we don't know what causes it, why not look at possibilities? Might it be mercury poisoning? They have no better answer.
There's no suggestion that all MS patients will recover if their fillings are removed, but there are enough recoveries or partial recoveries to raise questions. There are alternatives to amalgams, composites like Dr. Vimy's placing in this patient's mouth, porcelain and gold. They're all more expensive than amalgam and except for gold, not as durable. Amalgams are also easier for dentists to use. While the ADA publicly advocates the safety of amalgam, it cautions dentists to use a no-touch technique when handling the material and to store the scrap, the leftovers that have not gone into a patient's mouth, under liquid in a tightly closed container.
If it's so volatile, so dangerous in a dentist's hands,
How on earth can it be safe in our mouths?
Well, you got to understand how amalgam really works. If it's in a free form, the mercury that is in amalgam is dangerous. But when it forms with the copper, the tin, the zinc, and the silver that make up the amalgam filling, it becomes a stable compound at that time. Once it is mixed and placed in a patient's mouth, it is a stable compound and it does not constitute a risk.
Once it hardens,
correct,
it's safe.
Right.
What do you do with your scrap amalgam?
What we do in our own practice is we keep it in a jar that has glycerin in the jar. We pull the scrap in there and put a top on it. So it is not exposed in any way. It's in an airtight jar all the time.
Why? Given
that is the recommended way of taking care of it in a dental office. That is what's been recommended by the scientists. So that's the way we do it.
But if it's so perfectly safe in this combined state.
But Marty, you got to understand when we're saving this stuff, we've got a big jar of it. You got to realize I'm in that office 5 days a week with this material. I do not want to go in there with an open container like that. I want to be as safe as I can.
The ADA is adamant that mercury in a patient's mouth is safe. So adamant that in 1986 it changed its code of ethics. It became a violation of that code for any dentist to recommend the removal of amalgam because of mercury. Almost immediately, Dr. Joel Berger, a visible and vocal anti-amalgam dentist, was charged with fraud by the New York State dental authorities. The ADA provided an expert witness to testify against him. His license was revoked.
I never told a patient that they would get healthier or better. I told them that we could remove a known risk, a poison, a toxin, a carcinogen from their bodies if they eliminate the source of mercury from their mouths. It was their risk decision to do it or not to do it.
Dr. Joel Berger should never have lost his dental license. He was a very conservative dentist. You couldn't even consider him a fringe dentist.
Dr. Vimy testified as a scientific expert for Joel Berger. He says the change in the code of ethics has had a profound effect.
The effect has been that it's really, in the United States, taken away the constitutional rights of dentists and the rights of patients. They no longer have freedom of choice, they no longer have freedom of expression. A dentist can no longer say that he is against dental amalgam, so it's a fear tactic, it's a witch hunt.
But I can tell you that we are not on a witch hunt, that I personally am not. That's a personal choice that the dentist has to make.
Why did you change the code of ethics regarding amalgams?
Because it has not been proven that taking amalgams out will help any of these conditions. And there were people that were taking amalgams out saying that that was going to help MS and other conditions. It has never been scientifically proven that this will happen.
What's the position of the Canadian Dental Association?
Exactly the same. The Americans sneeze, the Canadians bring the Kleenex. So they have changed their code of ethics too.
How do you account for those people who have, whose health has improved after the removal of amalgam fillings?
I would have to say that it was anecdotal. I'm delighted that people are better.
The word anecdote doesn't mean it's not true. It means it's an observed clinical observation by a clinician, and that's my job. I'm a clinician, and I saw the patient got better. What am I supposed to do? Report that he didn't get better?
Dr. Alfred Zam is an allergist and dermatologist in Kingston, New York. He's reported that hundreds of his patients have recovered from a variety of diseases after having fillings removed. He's in the process of filing those cases with the Food and Drug Administration. One case, a 32-year-old woman who was crippled by arthritis.
And I had it seen by a board-certified rheumatologist who's a really good physician. He really knows what he's doing. And he said, there's a limit to what I could do, and he gave her some anti-inflammatory drugs and aspirin and so forth.
Dr. Zam arranged for her fillings to be removed. Within a month, she was no longer on crutches.
The rheumatologist was astounded. Not only was her arthritis better, but you could see she looked like a different person. She was healthy. She no longer was poisoned.
Do you totally dismiss the anecdotal evidence?
No, I do not totally dismiss it. But I just say on the basis of the facts that we have today, they're insignificant. They're clinically insignificant.
How would they know that? Do they examine the patient 3 or 6 months later? How many dents have done a rectal on you, just to be ridiculous? They don't know anything about you.
You got to remember, we're looking at really a long time use. You know, there have only been 50 cases reported in the literature of amalgam allergy, of true allergy to amalgam, in the last 85 years.
That's an obfuscating statement. They use the word allergic. It's not allergy, it's poisoning of critical immune processes. If someone dies of cancer, you ask the specialist, why do these have cancers? I don't know. And someone dies of heart disease. Why did this one get heart disease and the other one didn't? I don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know. But I do know that it's not safe to put something in somebody's mouth that has a question.
Dr. Zan has charted symptoms of diseases, patients who've had fillings removed, and the results. He points to Joe Savesky as a prime example. For years, he suffered with allergies to certain foods. Then 5 years ago, he began getting serious infections. It went on for 4 years.
I sent him to a board-certified internist who was a specialist in blood disease. Could find nothing.
Finally, Dr. Zan had Joe's fillings removed. Within a month, the infections were gone.
His unexplained rashes of 20 years have disappeared. Now he can eat foods he couldn't eat before. His immune system is working again.
Nothing wrong with his blood.
Board-certified specialist, could not find a thing.
No other change in his environment that could account for this.
Zero. No change whatsoever. We're just arguing here, or discussing whether a poison is a poison. It's a bizarre conversation, you know, when you think about it. To try to justify if a poison is a poison.
If the mercury in amalgam fillings is as poisonous as you say it is, why hasn't the medical community jumped on it and banned it?
Goodman and Gilman is the Bible of pharmacology. When you go to medical school, you use Goodman and Gilman.
According to Goodman and Gilman, there have been epidemics of mercury poisoning that were misdiagnosed for years. The reason for the tragic delays, says this textbook, include vagueness of early clinical signs and the medical profession's unfamiliarity with the disease.
It says clearly, doctors very rarely make a diagnosis of mercury poisoning because of the difficultness of it. It comes in different phases. One has headaches, one has tiredness, one has this, one has that. It's a very difficult diagnosis to make, especially when it's micromercurialism, very small amounts. That's why you don't have a lot of doctors jumping in, but they will.
The first full-scale investigation into the effects of amalgam on general health is taking place in Calgary. Dr. Vimy and Dr. Fritz Lorscheider, the chief of physiology at the medical school, and a team of other scientists began with sheep. They found that mercury from the fillings traveled throughout the body, and in pregnant sheep into the fetus. The ADA says the sheep studies are seriously flawed. The World Health Organization says the results are valid, and so do a number of scientific journals. But the research that was most compelling was presented to the American Physiological Society in Orlando last October. It showed that on average, all 6 sheep used in the experiment lost half their kidney function within 30 days of receiving fillings. When they moved on to monkeys, a much closer relative of man, Vimy and Lorscheider found the same concentrations of mercury had occurred. They also found that the mercury had a bacteriological effect on monkeys. It attacked their immune system. The kidney and bacteriological studies are now being reviewed by the scientific community. In all the experiments, Dr. Vimy used the same amalgam used in his offices. The amount was determined by the animal's body weight. The preliminary results of human experiments show no radical differences between humans and animals. Doctors Vimy and Lorscheider have joined a growing number of dentists, doctors, and scientists calling for a total ban on amalgam. In this country, a ban would have to be imposed by the Food and Drug Administration. So what about the FDA? What does it have to say about silver fillings? Well, it refuses to be interviewed. Surprising, given the widespread use of the product and the confidence that Americans, indeed most of the world, has in both its caution and its expertise. The FDA did send us a brief statement. It says, the Canadian sheep study raises some preliminary questions about the safety of dental amalgams, but leaves important questions unanswered. The FDA remains confident in the value of amalgams in dental care. It says it could ban them, but it won't do that until it is satisfied there is a health risk. Why has the FDA been so slow?
Well, that's interesting because what you see when you look into the FDA, you see that the FDA's dental division has been platooned full of American Dental Association people. The entire committee is made up of people from dental institutions, practicing dentists, and people from the dental industry who make the dental materials. There's virtually no medical input or basic science input for medicine on that committee. And so anything the ADA wants, they pretty much can get through the FDA. That's what's called effective lobbying.
The dental trade industry, the American Dental Association, and the dentists of this country, their primary interest is doing what is best for that patient and to making sure it is safe and effective and it does the job in hand. You got to remember, Marley, I work with this material every single day. I still place it in patients' teeth. I'm a pediatric dentist in Jackson, Mississippi.
Do you have any scientific evidence that it is safe?
Absolutely. There are numerous studies that have been done.
But the ADA's top scientist who was present at the interview says the effects of mercury vapor on health have not yet been well researched. There is barely a scientist who would disagree. Louise Herbeck was disabled and in acute pain for 9 years. Her doctor had diagnosed multiple sclerosis. She had her fillings removed after seeing a report on amalgam on the CBS Evening News. Within 6 months, almost all her symptoms were gone. Her doctor says the most likely explanation was spontaneous remission.
I wasn't just sitting here and one day, oh, suddenly it was all gone. I did something specific that made it happen, and that is by removing the mercury from my teeth.
Louise has become an activist on the amalgam issue. She wants the law changed.
I think dentists should be made to tell the people what they're putting in our mouth. If you get a prescription drug now from a doctor, you have the right to know what that drug is and what its side effects are.
That right to know is called informed consent. But the ADA is fighting it, urging state dental associations to fight any legislation to make dentists explain the possible risks.
If there's no risk involved, why do you have to inform consent? We do not mind talking about it at all. We're delighted to talk about it. We're fully...
But don't volunteer. That's what you're telling your people.
Oh, no, I'm not volunteering. I mean, I'm not saying that. I did not say that at all. You put words in my mouth now.
You tell people about this controversy about amalgam?
If they ask, I will tell them. I do not go out and volunteer. Absolutely wrong. Because in my opinion, there is no risk involved with it.
What I don't understand, though, is why you're so tough on dentists who might say, you know, I'm not comfortable with this mercury stuff. You cut them off at the knees if he even suggests it.
No, we don't. We just say that it's not backed up by sound scientific evidence.
And you regard it as unethical behavior.
Absolutely.
So that's called cutting off the knees.
No, not in my terminology, it's not. You may think it is, but it's not.
You spread the word that your local dentist is unethical. How many people are going to go to it?
I can't answer that question. I have no answer for that.
You know the answer.
But I can say this. I look upon it as us trying to uphold the scientific standards on which this profession is based.
If you took amalgam off the market tomorrow, a good 40% of the American dentists who belong to the American Dental Associations would have to be retrained. Because in their practices, the prime thing that they use is dental amalgam.
As consumers, well, we have to protect ourselves. We can't wait until the last I is dotted and the last T is crossed. The evidence is here. And we should say, if it's not reasonably safe, if there's a question, I'm not going to put it in my child's mouth.
So what are you saying to the rest of us? Go out and have your fillings removed? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Not everyone involved in the call for a ban on amalgam feels Dr. Zand's sense of urgency. Dentists who've stopped using amalgam suggest careful consultation before having any fillings removed. Some of them, still members of the American Dental Association, have filed a class action suit against their own organization, charging it has fraudulently misrepresented the amalgam issue to its members. It's been suggested that if the ADA did concede there were risks, dentists might be sued by their patients. The FDA will review the safety of amalgam fillings in March. Just last month in Sweden, the government passed a law allowing its citizens to have amalgam fillings removed under National Dental Plan. And in Germany, legislation to ban amalgam has been introduced. A total ban is expected within the year.
So, you might be asking me, do I need to get my fillings removed? If you need to know about all these amalgam fillings, Talk to your dentist. Ask questions. Informed consent's what needs to happen here. That's what needs to happen. Maybe it would be informed consent. But voluntarily. You have a question, just ask. That's the whole bottom line here. Well, that's it. That's it. We're done. We're done with our season. Season 7's done. That's all for the District Game Break Saturday going to Sunday. Thank you for watching Season 7. We'll see you again for season. Join us again a week after Labor Day for Season number 8, where we look into Workplace Confidential. I can't believe I just gave you a preview. You know what? Here's a sneak peek. Here's a sneak peek of what I have for you on the season premiere of Give Me a Break. Here's a preview.
Tonight on 2020, Workplace Confidential. Lessons from the Shark Tank.
I'm a horrible employee. I'm the worst.
No, they might be workers who've had it up to here. Well, there.
There's 10-year-olds running around the school going,
I don't regret it for a second. At all.
Workers gone wild. And what about office romance? After you clock out, what goes on after the clothes come off?
Is there sex in the office?
Not right now.
Co-workers with benefits and fired for going Gangnam Style. Even for wearing the wrong tie. Do you work for a boss hole? Plus, email nightmares.
I said, oh God, Bill, you replied to all. Can I recall this email? Can I get it back?
Don't reply all. Plus, think your drive to work is bad?
What the is this guy doing, mother?
What about a 15-hour commute by plane, dog sled, even kayak?
Probably the most relaxing part of my day. This is the most relaxing part of your day? The rest of your day must suck.
The commute from hell. Tonight, if you've had it with work, this show's for you.
Oh my goodness.
Watch out, you don't want that on 2020.
Workplace Confidential.
You're going to love the season premiere coming up after Labor Day. That's Give Me a Break for the Saturday going to Sunday. We'll see you again for the season premiere of Give Me a Break, Season 8 premiere of Give Me a Break after Labor Day. For all of us here at YouTube and Give Me a Break, I urge y'all to stop bullying and speak up. Concentration, not strength. No jaywalking. Have a good night.